Let's talk about Rise. I think that's kind of the topic of the day in your world. It was built from the ground up, right? It's AI
Yeah.
native. Was that easier than trying to wrap AI around Moxi's existing products?
It's definitely not easier. That's the reason we did it was because that's what we needed to do to actually drive how we want Rise to work. I really believe very strongly that there's still a massive difference between what you can do when you really have your data organized, your infrastructure, and you have machine learning and AI layered on top of that to drive action and connect everything together. That is still not possible with wrapped AI. If you're wrapping an LLM, you're not going to have the same level of data access. You're not going to have the same performance. You're not going to have the same opportunities in terms of the types of use cases you can drive, especially the ones I'm most interested in are use cases that bring AI and automation together. And that's just very hard to do if you are just wrapping off the shelf AI.
Yeah. Is it true, or is it been your experience, or and maybe you guys will see this as Rise continues to unfold in the market, that integrating or migrating from, like, you have a client and they're migrating from an existing system coming over to an AI native system, is that migration going to be easier in terms of bringing data over, like from a CRM or from marketing solutions?
As you probably know, data portability has probably been one of the hardest problems, not just in real estate tech, but in tech in general. Systems are all set up in different ways. Definitely being able to use AI tools helps with that because it's easier to parse out data. Even the off-the-shelf stuff lately, we've seen that, for example, a year ago, you couldn't have Claude make a spreadsheet from a PDF, and now it can do it pretty accurately. The state of the art is moving. So yeah, that's for sure going to help. But I think the benefit is once you get your data in there, like once you actually get the data brought over, we can go and look in the data with AI and find interesting patterns and things about your database right away without you having to do a whole bunch of stuff. I think that's going to be the real power for people who move into products that have a more native AI posture, is being able to actually get value and mine that data that you never could before.
Yeah, that's super compelling because any brokerage leader who has been through a couple of migrations, I think it's very reasonable to say that they would continue to struggle with something they may not like simply to avoid shifting over, right?
Yeah.
So anything that can make that process easier, it's a byproduct, it's a selling point, maybe you did necessarily don't always think about, but it's pretty valuable.
Yeah, for sure. Being able to look at the data, and again, that's why you need the data platform under the hood that actually brings everything together. Like being
Yeah.
able to migrate things and then go and look at that data and use it like right away, that really is it's a good reason to take the effort to move.
Yeah. So still on Rise, what's different about, we're talking a few days after the formal release. What's different about it now than what was on the initial whiteboard from the start? Did you have to adjust any of the original vision?
So I wasn't there when the original vision was set up, but my understanding, like I spent a lot of time when I first got here in September, like really digging into what people wanted from Rise, right? And I
Mhm.
haven't seen that change at all. The big vision was how do we really close the loop of helping agents find business, win that business, close, and like then keep people in a nurture posture, like so that they can buy again in the future or sell again in the future. That was the big idea, is like how do we connect all of the products that we had together, build them in a new and modern way, and then have the data under the hood so that we could drive AI workflows. And that AI workflow vision came from Eric. He
Mhm.
was very into that at his previous company at On It. And that's the first thing we bonded over, was like we were both from that perspective of you can do so much when you bring automation, technology, and AI together, so much more. That was the core of the vision, and that's still where we're going.